Hey again, it's Dr. Cherokee. Like I said, this video is way overdue, but I'm going to talk to you about my 4th year pharmacy school advanced pharmacy practice experiences. And this is number 2. So the second rotation that I did was actually near and dear to my heart. It was an administration rotation, but not like in a hospital or something like that. It was actually at the company that I work for, SinfoniaRx. And I went all the way, I'm in Florida, I went all the way to their Arizona corporate headquarters to do this rotation. And oh my God, it was amazing. So what I did on this rotation, it was, I didn't talk to any patients at all. This was all admin. I got to see how an entrepreneurial healthcare company really developed itself and all the branches and things that need to be sustained in order to succeed in the business. So, but if you don't know, SinfoniaRx is a medication therapy management company. So they have different centers across the United States. I worked at the one in Florida, and that's where there's pharmacy interns, pharmacists, technicians calling patients via contracts we have with their insurance already. So we contact the patients on the behalf of the insurances to do a medication review, make sure their medicines are working well for them, that they are not having any problems. If we find anything weird with their med list, we go through it, make sure they know why they're taking it, see how they're taking it. We can address any problems, refer them to their doctor, like all that. So I loved my job and I was so excited for this rotation. But at this rotation, I got to see the back end. So there's different insurances, like I said, that we have contracts with. And so those campaigns need to be prioritized. So I got to see how one of the branches, cannot remember the name, but one of the branches, how they delegate which plans to call out to, which state centers we use are going to be going out to them. I also got to see how, like, case managers, so how we get those big clientele. Like, we have a really big client. We keep getting really big clients. But I got to see how those clienteles are talked about, how they're updated on our processes, how they're managed, how you have to, like, schmooze and finesse, like, a relationship with people that work there so you can get contracts. To renew contracts, too. I also got to see how you go about getting new contracts. So someone talked to me, she's based out in New York where there's a lot of health plans over there. And so she is from the company, authorized to sell, make relationships with those clients, go out and see them, make business proposals, set up meetings and things like that. Got to see that. I got to see, so the clinical management. So obviously, we're talking to patients across the nation about medication, so very clinical. How do we keep up to date on new guidelines and new protocols and things like that? So there's a whole clinical pharmacist section in that managed care admin, who my preceptor was, and they're focused on, okay, what kind of clinical interventions can we implement to make sure we're meeting this guidelines, meet this CMS standard, meet this diabetes monitoring parameters, something like that. And it's so cool how much effort goes into it and how much technology so of course there's a huge base of people that do the technology portion of this center, because we're on the phones, it's auto dial, it's a background system where we document things and their medications pop up and their health plan benefits pop up. So it's like a lot going on at once, and it's super techy. And I got to sit in and see how the developers kind of do their thing. We moved our company to the cloud. I got to see how organization runs. I even got to sit in on a quarterly clinical meeting where the pharmacists and the trainers and things get together, and they kind of go through all the new guidelines and see what changes need to be made and how can we phrase this, or in this call script that we give our employees to read, our technicians, interns, pharmacists, how can we word it so that the patient gets the most impact out of this call. So I got to sit in on that, and it was awesome, to the point where some of the things, since I'd worked at the company for 3 years at that point when I was there, I was able to kind of comment on, well, when we talk to patients like this, we kind of word it this way, or this script is useful, but it could have this tweaking. So being there, being on the other side, so being able to see what it is on the MTM side and then going to the admin in the corporate Arizona office was an amazing experience. I had an awesome Airbnb, so I did pay to go there. My school doesn't pay for us to live places, but I paid to go there. I had a nice Airbnb, very comfortable. I had a floor out to myself, very bright. I took the train to the work every day. It was close by. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I got to speak closely with the CEO of both the CEOs of the company. We got to see new innovations they have coming down the pipeline. That was just awesome to be a part of. And if I could stay there, I could. Like, I really enjoyed that rotation, and I didn't think that there could be anything better than being there, especially knowing both worlds. It just kind of all came together, and it was just wow. So, admin, I really enjoyed it. I think I more so enjoyed it because of the company that I was with. But I really enjoyed it. I got to make some changes. So because of me being at the meeting, and I made this proposal that, hey, y'all should have students that work from the centers being on these meetings, so you can see how we're actually talking to patients on the phone and make tweaks that way. I made my proposal, I gave it to the committee heads, and they actually took it, and they're gonna implement my idea to add students to their council. Like, that is so cool. So just an awesome company overall. If you live in Austin, Texas, or Phoenix, or Tucson, Arizona, or somewhere in Ohio, I forget where, or Gainesville, Florida, and you're a pharmacist, you kind of want to work at my job. I don't work there anymore. I'm broke. But anyway, love that rotation, and that's rotation number 2.